Welcome back to the Rockbridge Report's continued coverage of Election Night 2011. I'm Brooke Sutherland.
And I'm Ann Vasilis. Well, local lawyer Josh O. Elrod is challenging incumbent Bucky Joyce for Commonwealth's attorney in the first contested election since Joyce took office in 2004.
Bucky Joyce has spent 25 years in the office, starting as Assistant Commonwealth's Attorney in 1986. His campaign motto is, "Don't fix it if it ain't broke."
I am seeking re-election to the office. I feel that we have a good office that gets along well and works well with law enforcement.
Joshua Elrod has practiced law in Lexington for 10 years as a partner in the law firm Mann, Vida & Elrod. He said he is running to improve the administration of the office. If elected, he would move across the street into the Rockbridge County Courthouse, converting from a defense attorney into a prosecutor.
The position that Mr. Joyce and I are campaigning for is really more on the other side where we enforce the rules.
Elrod received his law degree from UVA, and Joyce graduated from W&L Law. Both candidates have focused on attending community events and meeting voters face-to-face. Joyce ran as a Republican in his 2003 campaign and said he continues to do so out of loyalty. Elrod, a son of Lexington Mayor Mimi Elrod, is affiliated with Democratic politics but chose to run as an independent. Neither sees the Commonwealth's attorney as a political office.
Commonwealth's attorney position is established by the state constitution and handles the prosecution of felony offenses in Rockbridge County and Lexington.
The Board of Supervisors race this year has 3 open district seats with no incumbents running for the Buffalo District. Republican Janet Morganson is running against independent John Higgins to replace current Representative Max Smith.
I feel I can bring a private businesswoman's point of view to it. A lot of people that have been on the board in the past have been not private business owners.
We need to start taking care of the people that votes us in. We need to listen to them. We need to listen to those guys that works the 311 shift. They can't come to night meetings.
3 candidates are competing for Carol Comstock's seat, representing the South River District, since Comstock is retiring after an 8-year tenure.
You know, with the economy the way it is, jobs and taxes are the 2 biggest concerns here, and obviously keeping the taxes low is one of my top priorities.
I'd rather see something more concise and something that fits with the agricultural nature of Rockbridge County.
It's all community oriented, trying to do what's in the best interest of the community and make life more comfortable for people that live here.
Only one candidate is on the ballot for the Natural Bridge District. David Hinty is running unopposed to take over Hunt Regal's seat.
The Rockbridge County Treasurer race is up for grabs after 16 years. Rockbridge reporter Chelsea Stevenson has more.
After 16 years, the county will have a new treasurer. Carol Hines was first elected in 1995 and plans to retire in 2012. So this year's election is different, and 3 candidates are running. Republican Betty Travato is currently Chief Deputy County Treasurer and has spent a total of 25 years in the Treasurer's office. If elected, she hopes to update the office's technology and, in her words, bring it into the 21st century. Independent Vicki Agner is currently County Director of Rental Assistance. Agner has also spent time working at Washington and Lee University and at the courthouse. Agner has spent most of her campaign trying to meet residents.
I've met a lot of nice people. They're wonderful. I always apologize if I'm there during their mealtime because I know that's important to them.
The 3rd candidate is also an independent. Charlie Heilman wants voters to know he's not afraid to take chances. His campaign symbol is his red tractor because it represents rural America and red is a bold color. A native of the county, Heilman is currently a farmer in the Rockbridge Farmers Co-op, but has experience in other industries too.
Well, as a businessman for over 30 years, I did some of the hands-on work in my different businesses, but I also took care of the operation and the finances.
The county treasurer's office hasn't seen a change in management in over a decade, which means this year's election will have a strong impact on the future of the office. For the Rockbridge Report, I'm Chelsea Stevenson.
It has been a long time since 3 candidates ran for county treasurer, and it will be interesting to see what the elected treasurer brings to the office. Well, stay with us as we check in with Rockbridge reporter Courtney Ridenhour, live from Creed Deeds' campaign party in Charlottesville. Welcome back. We are now joined via phone by Rockbridge reporter Courtney Ridenhour. Courtney is reporting live from Creed Deeds' election night party in Charlottesville. Hey, Courtney.
Hi, Annie.
How are you?
Doing well. It's starting to heat up here. There's a lot of people pouring into the restaurant. So.
Oh, that's great. What's the mood kind of looking like over there?
People are really excited. I think they're a little bit nervous about Senate races statewide, but some of the campaign staffers I've spoken with feel very confident that Deeds will pull out a win.
Okay, so that the consensus is that Deeds is going to win this race, or is that kind of the vibe that you're getting?
From campaign staff, at least. But so far, I believe about 17% of precincts are reporting, and Deeds is ahead with about 60% of the vote. So I feel like they are pretty confident with the race.
All right, great. So spirits are high there, huh?
Excuse me?
Spirits are pretty high there, then?
Very high.
Great. Are there a lot, other than campaign managers, are there a lot of supporters over there?
Yes, there are. There's a good number. And there's a lot of people from the Young Democrats of UVA. There are families. There are some candidates from other local races, the Board of Supervisors, and School Board in Albemarle County.
Well, great. You're talking about the Young Democrats a little bit. I know that Senator Deeds kind of was working with them a lot during his campaign. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes. He's reached out to a number of Young Democrats clubs at different universities, Washington and Lee, University of Virginia, JMU, and they've said that that's part of a plan and strategy to get some of the younger voters active. The campaign for Deeds, at least, has focused a lot on getting voters motivated to go out to the polls, since this is an off election year in terms of national elections. And so they've been trying to get younger people out, get the people that they've relied on as consistent voters to the polls.
Okay, are they using social media for that or other outlets?
They are. They have a number of different Facebook accounts. Senator Deeds has his own account. The campaign itself has an account. And they've also been pretty active on Twitter, probably trying to reach out to younger folks that way.
Okay, so the Young Democrats have been the ones tweeting to get out the vote then?
In some cases, I think so. These are tweets from Senator Deeds' campaign. But I know he's had a number of Young Democrats canvassing neighborhoods and just talking with folks. So.
Great. Well, we know that, so it seems that Deeds is going to win this election, but there's some concern that the GOP is going to take over the state Senate. What does that mean for Deeds and other Democrats that are on the state Senate?
Well, if Republicans take over, it means that they hold the Senate, the House of Delegates, and the governorship, which means that Governor McDonald will be able to get a lot more of his agenda through with a little bit more ease. I know Deeds has spoken on a number of occasions talking about the need for a balanced government, but in a retort to that, Governor McDonald has said that moderation will come no matter what party is in charge. So it'll be interesting to see what the rest of the night holds.
Okay, does Deeds have any, I guess, contingency plans for what happens if the GOP does take over the Senate? Does he have ways that he's going to try to keep his agenda going through?
I haven't had a chance to speak with him yet. We're still waiting for him to arrive here, but I'm confident that he will have a plan of action for that.
Okay, great. Have you heard anything about Deeds' competition, Aldis? Have people been talking about him? Was he a big challenge for the campaign?
I don't think so. I think he feels very confident about the 25th district's race, and so we'll see what the rest of the night has in store.
Well, great. Thank you so much, Courtney. I really appreciate you talking with us.
Thanks, Ann.
All right, bye.
Bye.
We'll stay tuned for the latest results after a short break here on the Rockbridge Report.
Welcome back to the Rockbridge Report. The polls have been closed for a little over an hour now, and results are starting to pour in. Let's take our first look at the results. In the state Senate race, Democrat incumbent Creed Deeds is leading with more than 60% of the vote. In the Rockbridge County Sheriff's race, Chris Blaylock, the only candidate who currently works for the sheriff's office, is leading the race with more than 70% of the vote. In the Commonwealth's attorney race, incumbent Bucky Joyce has around 65% of the vote currently. In the Board of Supervisors race for the South River District, candidate Campbell has more than 60% of the vote and is leading the race right now. In the Board of Supervisors race in the Buffalo District, candidate John Higgins has a little over 51% of the vote. This race is close, folks.
Well, stay tuned to the Rockbridge Report at 8:30 for more results, a live look at the Republican Party from Salerno, and Doug Harwood joins us live in the studio.